Hey, everybody, welcome back to another riveting, exciting episode of the Super Banter Bros, where we banter about things to galactic proportions.
I
I
see what you
am,
did there.
thank you, thank you. I am Super Banter Bro Grant Patrizio, and with me, as always, is the freshest bake of luchadors, Super Banter
Senor
Bro.
Donut.
Yup, he said it. I was going to make it like some sort of weird announcer, but I don't book announcer jobs, so I should stay in my own lane. But that, but yeah, we are the Super Banter Bros. And if the intro off the top, the little pun I made, that exchange didn't give it away, you came up to visit recently.
I did come up to visit.
And during that visit, we saw the new, at the time of this recording, Super Mario Galaxy movie.
We
S-
did.
So we decided, hey, let's break from our norms just a smidge and dedicate an episode to talking about our thoughts on it in a unofficial, very bantery sort of pseudo review that is more our thoughts than anything official. But before we do that, let's start this episode the way we start all of our episodes. What have you been playing, my favorite donut?
I haven't been streaming in like 2 weeks for various reasons. The kiddo being sick, the kiddo being on Easter break, just a bunch of different things that just didn't line up properly with my normal streaming schedule. So I kind of took a break from streaming and worked more on the content creation aspect
Got it.
of doing stuff. So I, edited videos, I created things on Canva to make thumbnails for my YouTube videos and all that stuff, which I'm really proud of, honestly. And then I have so during the trip up, all right,
Mm-hmm.
during the trip up,
Mm-hmm.
we were staying at my our in-laws place, and by our in-laws I mean my in-laws, because they're her family.
Right.
But we were staying at her grandmother's place, and her grandma's house is really nice. It's a very quiet neighborhood when it's not Fourth of July,
Mm-hmm.
and we were staying there, and her dad was also staying there because he's recovering from a surgery that he had. So we're there. This place is in an absolute dead zone. So
Oh man.
your connection to cellular service or whatever, non-existent, very very sparse and spotty. And also, because it's her grandma's house and her grandma doesn't have a computer, there is no Wi-Fi signal at the home either.
What?
So whenever we're there, there is no connection to the internet at large, or very, very sparse connection. And you have to find a way to entertain yourself, whether
Without
it's
the internet.
reading without the internet, right? Without being connected.
What a
Um,
shocking statement to hear in this our year of 2026. Please continue.
Yeah, and the whole time I'm just like, man, I need to connect with my community. I need to engage with my stream teams. I need to do all this other stuff. But I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to jump into stream, say hello, and socialize and network and all that other stuff. Uh, but I was able to bring my Steam Deck, and I was able to
Ooh.
play a couple of games while I was
Ooh.
there.
Which one?
One game, one game in particular. I'm going to save the not the best, but I'm going to save the one that I played the most for last.
Okay.
But I also played a game that is called Fallen Tier Ascension. This game is a Metroidvania that has JRPG elements in it,
Hmm.
and a very interesting story. It's, I believe, fully voice acted for the most part, with main characters. Side characters, not a big deal, but like main characters are fully voiced. The art style is gorgeous, and it's really scratching that itch in terms of the the whole like exploration that's typical in a Metroidvania. It's on early access right now. I backed it a long time ago on Kickstarter, but they finally, released it on early access.
Hey.
So I'm playing that through. It's in early access, like I said, so it's still a little bit buggy. It's not optimized as much as it should be for a Steam Deck. So there are some hiccups and frame rate drops. There's some performance issues. The game just flat out quit on me the other day while I was playing it. But luckily, it has a pretty good autosave feature. So
Okay.
usually when you run into an issue like that, it either drops you off at the most recent save location that you got to, or it drops you off at the intro to a section of the map that you last entered in.
Got it.
So it's pretty cool. Really love the combat system, love the questing system. But that's a game that I was playing a good amount. I'm still kind of playing through it because, like I said, it's early access, and I don't know how far they've gotten in the finalization of everything. Um, but the game that I was playing until midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning
Okay.
was a game that is called Scritchy Scratchy.
It certainly scritchy scratchy some sort of itch to keep you playing that late, but I'll let you explain. Please.
So the game drops you in a room with
Mm-hmm.
nothing but a table and a phone in front of you. All right, it's a table, it's a phone that rings and gives you like pointers, advice about what you can do in the game.
Okay.
You have a tab on the left, and this is a computer game that you use your mouse and keyboard to play. You mostly your mouse.
Oh.
It's pretty much only your mouse, right? You point to the thing that you want to select on the left. In this case, it starts you off with your day job.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is you click on it and a dirty dish comes down and you
Clean the
wash it,
dish.
and you gain money for it. The more that you wash, the more your job levels up, giving you more money as well.
Mm.
So you start off being like, I think you start off with like $5, and you buy a dish to wash for $1. You wash it and you get $5 back or $3 back or something like that. Right?
Okay.
Easy, simple. You wash the dish, perfect. You're getting money. Uh, so there is one section that is for your job, and on the top there's another one that says gadgets. When you tap on the gadget button, the only gadget that you have available to you is a trash can. This trash can comes into use because when you wash your dish, there is a 90% chance of success, but there is a 10% chance that you will break this dish. And if you break the dish,
You
you
have to
have
buy
to
it.
pay for it. Exactly. But if you have the trash can, you can click on the trash can and then it throws the dish away and you don't need to pay for it. Okay? This teaches you early on that if something negative happens, you can just throw it in the trash and be okay with it.
Probably not
After,
the best life lesson.
right. After a while, you get to upgrade your stats. You get to upgrade your luck. You get to upgrade your coin, the size of the scratch, and then you get to upgrade your coin. So the coin type, the scratch size, and the luck. Those are the three things that you can upgrade during your run. Because after a while, you have the ability to buy a lotto ticket and you scratch the lotto ticket and see if you win something.
Oh, I was about to ask where the scratch stat came in. The lotto tickets is where they come in.
Exactly. So you buy lotto tickets, and as you upgrade your luck, you are able to scratch and get better rewards. And as you keep on scratching the same ticket or the same type of ticket, that also levels up, meaning that you now have access to better rewards as it goes on. And eventually you can hit the jackpot. Eventually you can get a chance at winning the super jackpot for that
Oh
ticket.
my God.
And as you buy more and more tickets, and you can keep on clicking on the ticket and it just feeds you tickets to scratch. Eventually, you get a machine that scratches the ticket for you, and you can upgrade its strength, its capacity, and its speed. And eventually, you also get the access to a little like money cat. You know those little Asian luck money
Oh,
cat things?
the Lucky Cats, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they're called in the language that they're made in.
Yeah.
But my Asian wife is staring daggers at me right now. Anyways,
This is a lesson that will take place away from the episode, and then you will report back.
yeah. um, but anyways, you're scratching this ticket, and the cat automatically claims it for you. So then. You have a way to scratch tickets automatically, a way to cash them in automatically, but then you have the problem of, well, these tickets are coming in when I click on them, but I have to click and drag them over to the machine to feed it to the machine. No, because you can buy a fan and the fan
We'll
blows the
blow the
ticket
tickets
into the
to the
machine.
machine.
Yeah, but you still have to click to buy the ticket. But wait, if you get far enough, you will get a machine that automatically buys a ticket for you. And
But
this
wait,
whole
there's
process,
more.
there is more because eventually you get an egg timer that can manipulate time and make things go at super ultra speed.
Oh
And
my God.
eventually you don't even have to play the game. You're just kind of waiting for lucky the super lotto, or sorry, the super jackpot tickets to come down, because those you do have to scratch manually. You can't feed them into the machine.
Oh my
So
God.
you are building money in the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the millions, the hundred thousands, the millions, the billions, the trillions, the quadrillions,
Quadrillions. Oh my
and
God.
then it goes into the QI and SX and SP, and then OC and NO and DO and E36, or like just ridiculously sized numbers of money
My
that you're
God.
that you're getting. I'm
If
telling you, Grant,
some of those feel made up with the letter numerations you're giving them. Oh my God.
I don't think they do. I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure that these numbers signifiers are actually mathematical numbers.
Oh my
Um,
God.
So yeah, Grant, I'm telling you, this game, like besides the automation point, you're also choosing what to upgrade. So do I upgrade my luck so I get better results? Because eventually you run into tickets that will give you negative results. And if your cat automatically swishes it in for you, you will lose money. And you will have
Oh
to use the
no.
phone to call the guy on the phone and give you a loan, and this loan will come with fine print that you have to pay off. Like I did go into debt once, and the little fly in the ointment for it was, yeah, sure, here's the money, but until you pay this off, your scratching machine is now 30% slower. So
Don't
yeah.
automate your lives, kids. Make sure you have an active role in them. That lesson learned. Oh my God.
But Grant, automation makes things faster and more efficient.
Unless you start feeding automatic negative things into the pipeline, then you have to go in there and make some manual corrections, which means you need to stay privy to the process the entire time. Don't fully automate it. Otherwise, loan shark scenarios like that will happen.
Eventually,
Oh dear.
eventually you have the option to buy a ticket that I think it's called the final scratch or something, where you have, I believe, a 1% chance to win everything. But if you don't win everything, you die.
That is
And
not a gamble worth making.
hey, man, these gambles are life and death out in the streets. We're scratching, all right? We're scratching here. Um,
Sounds like you're pitching a gotcha game right there.
but yeah, I played this. I bought it. When did I get this game? I got this game before the trip. I got this
Mhm.
game before the trip started. I have sunk over 20 hours into this game. Our trip was on started on Wednesday, and I only played it. I played it mostly at night from the hours of 8 until midnight or 1 o'clock. But I also played it sparingly throughout the day as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Um
they got you hooked.
I'm telling you, this game is not great if you're a gambler, but it's also great if you're a gambler because you're not spending actual money. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That's what I've been playing. And those two games, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back to play it even though I've beaten the game twice because I want to get all of the achievements that you get in the game because there are also, of course, achievements.
Is this your first achievement hunt?
It's
Look at don't.
not. I
Okay.
don't think it is, but
Gotcha.
yeah, no, it's a fun game. What have you been playing, Grant?
Really only one game, and I doubt you'll be surprised when I say it.
Is it the game that you made me play with you when I visited you?
No, it's not that
It's
one.
not. Okay.
It's not the one I asked you to play with me. It is my cozy game, Pokopia.
Ah, yes.
Um I have been learning a bunch of little tips and tricks to optimize habitats and be able to build less restrictive structures and still have a variety of Pokemon live in them. I also
Okay.
learned how to. I also learned that any Pokemon can live at any habitat technically. So I did this because I built the structure in the story free area, Pallet Town, that summons
Hmm.
Articuno. I built that structure and I wanted to make that structure its home. Regardless of my methods, like putting doors up, making walls, furniture, etc., Articuno just would not move in there. But then,
Hmm.
thanks to Reddit, I learned that if you dig 3 blocks deep in a 2 by 2 square, um, on the third block, replace the blocks in the following order: get grass blocks in the 2 by 2. That's layer one. Layer two, form a tall grass habitat, a 2 by 2 square of grass. Then on the final layer, replace it with the original materials. The Pokemon will use the buried grass habitat as their home, even if there's no furniture in it. So, through burying some grass underneath some ice, and yes, the grass somehow survived, I was able to get Articuno to live in that structure.
Wow. That's
Yep.
some next level Pokemon habitat
Yeah. Reddit
construction.
Reddit is a wondrous place. I also built this giant 3 level building in the Skylands where level 1, the final forms of the Sprigatito line live. Level
Mhm.
2, I have Altaria and Swablu, and level 3 is a greenhouse for Sprigatito. And I had to use similar methods to like spawn grass and create habitats there for the Pokemon to move in because I learned there are construction limits in terms of what will be viewed as a house or not in Pokopia. And these quirky methods I've been using are to circumnavigate the construction limits.
Maybe I should do that because I have run into a couple of issues with my donut mansion in the
Oh,
beach resort area.
yes, that is where you told me, as you said when you visited, the haves and have nots are separated.
Yeah.
Goodness. Um, I think I am doing a similar thing though. Not for me, but in Pallet Town again, I am starting work on what I am calling Evolution Square, where I
Mm,
am just going to try and build 9 connected apartments or small townhomes with a central square leading to the back. Evie,
hmm.
of course, living in the back unit, like the one at the very center of it all, and then 4 evolutions flanking each side. Haven't decided which one's going where yet, but I need to build the structures first.
Okay. Like, okay, so you're having like maybe like because okay, when you said that you were making an EV plaza, I
Yeah,
imagined it almost like a Japanese style courtyard in the center where Evie lives, and then the the sides being like chambers for each of the other evolutions.
that could be very pretty, honestly. I'll have to re-examine it once I get the foundation laid out. And yes, it is
Hmm.
literally foundation. I am excavating and terraforming a giant plot of land just to see if conceptually the shape I have for these buildings actually makes sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to make the mistake I made of building too tall or too small or whatever, like I made with the big house in the Skylands where those 5 Pokemon live now. It was actually my partner who was like, hang on, just make some grass in here. Trust me, it'll work. I'm like, but I don't want to for aesthetics. And I'm like,
Yeah.
then he says, all these Pokemon like grass and nature things to some level. It's fine. So I ended up doing it. It ended up working. All 5 of them I think are nice or better in terms of environment level, which
Hey.
which is the point because
Hmm.
at level 6 in the Skylands, you earn the recipe for a mini electric generator, which allows you
Mm.
to just run electricity wherever you want it and
Without
combine.
gross power lines everywhere.
Well, you do need to connect it somehow, but
Hmm.
if you befriend Porygon, who can also be befriended pretty easily in the Skylands, he gives you the recipe, or they give you the recipes for wireless power transmitters and wireless power transmitter switches.
Oh man, I need
So
those.
you can basically have a bunch of power circulating everywhere with one device hitting multiple like electronics at once.
Yeesh.
So yeah, gonna figure that all out when I am next logged on to Pokopia because I really want this evolution square to work. Whether Evie has the
Mhm.
apartment in the back or lives in the central plaza, I still haven't. I'll have to see it when I build it. But
Mhm,
right
mhm.
now, I'm just working out the foundation just to be like, can everything evenly make space? Does it all fit the arbitrary 10 by 10 interior structure to qualify as a house? Or will I need to use some habitat cheese to get everybody in there again? Who knows? But
Who
at least now,
knows indeed.
yeah, but at least I know the habitat cheese and gonna make designing my Pokopia areas a lot easier now.
Hey, that's all you really need to do. It's a cozy game. You want to be chill. You want to have your vision come to life. I get it. I get it.
Exactly. Even if you have to grate some cheese to get there.
So we, like you said, we saw each other physically,
Yup.
in person.
Yup.
This weekend we were in town to go to a wedding. Shout out to the double A's, Ashley and Alfonso. Congrats on your marriage. We wish you many, many happy years of bliss. Um, but the wedding was awesome.
Congratulations to the newlyweds.
Yes. Um, we had a great time at the wedding. Got to see some friends. We got to hang out with you, which was awesome. Mini Donut was super excited to see his uncle Grant,
I,
and he was so happy to be able to watch the Mario movie with you. The entire trip up, he was so excited, letting us know that he was super excited to watch the movie with you and everything.
oh. And regardless of whatever we say in the review segment of this episode, which I think we're transitioning into, I think
Mhm.
Uh,
Yes.
room reading skills are not the best of mine sometimes, but
Sure.
uh, regardless of what we say, my favorite part of that whole experience, like being in the theater, I little man decided because he was sitting between you and Senorita Donut for about
Mhm.
half the movie.
Yeah.
When Mini Donut decided, no, I want to move to the seat next to Uncle Grant and watch it next to him. And he was talking to me and showing his excitement about the characters, the worlds, things being funny. I said this to you as we were getting our parking validated. That really tickled me. But I don't know. It was more than that. It was just, there was a deep love in that moment that made the experience for me. Like, no matter what we say about the movie, that moment right there will make this a positive memory and such a core moment that I'm so honored I was able to share with the little man. Just made Uncle Grant very happy.
I'm glad,
Very
man. I'm
happy.
really happy. I'm
Um,
really happy for that.
let's completely forego the happy sappy now and get into the movie, shall we?
Yeah, let's talk about the movie. So, this movie came out on April Fool's Day. So it came
But
out on Wednesday.
it was no fool though. It was actually here.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually here, and we saw it on the second. We saw it on the Thursday after it came out. I had bought tickets for us all to go watch it, and we got to the theater, we waited around, and we went into picked up our tickets from the kiosk, and on the way in the guy offered us a movie poster that Grant is going to be showing off real quick. It is
Ba-da,
a
ba-da,
very
ba-da, ba-da. I can barely see the camera. This thing is so thick. Okay.
it's a
So
long poster.
so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a scroll because this is the edge with the good old
Uh-huh.
Bowser Jr. The Mario
Bowser
World
Jr.
reference,
Mhm.
Peach and Toad, Mario in the center, of course, Luigi, and then Bowser on the very, very end, right over there. And
Yeah,
in case you couldn't, in case the camera angle doesn't necessarily make this text clear, or you're listening to the audio version, Donut sprung for IMAX. We saw this in IMAX.
we did. We did. Because I mean, that's honestly the best way to watch a movie, honestly. Um, but we didn't do the IMAX 3D because I think it would have been too much for the kiddo to see.
Oh yeah,
So
I
we
get
just
that.
did the IMAX version of it. But they offered us a movie poster, and I was like, "Oh, I'm surprised that you guys still have movie posters for this movie because I thought they would have been, gone by the first movie because they usually have stuff in limited supply."
Yeah.
Um, so we got in, we went to get our snacks, and I had to ask. I didn't know that they were going to have it, but I saw someone walking around with a uh, bucket of popcorn because AMC does this where they have popcorn buckets that commemorate big releases. They had them for I want to say that they had them for some of the more recent Marvel movies or Spider-Man or whatever, where you had like a Spider-Man head or an Iron Man head that had popcorn in it or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one had something similar. They had a popcorn bucket that was in the shape of Yoshi holding an egg. And I was like, man, that looks really cool. I think it would be really cool to get it for the kiddo so he can eat his popcorn out of it. Right. Really cool experience. So I was like, hey, do you guys have any more of these? And the guy was like, yeah, let me check. And he went to go check, and he's like, so I have to go get them out of the box, but I can get you your popcorn and then give you the Yoshi afterwards. And I was like, okay, yeah, just that'll be fine. So he gets me all of my stuff, and he gets me the popcorn, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just put it in the bucket myself for the kiddo. He opens up this massive box, and we have here the Yoshi egg in question.
Oh my goodness.
I still have it in the plastic
I was about to
because
comment on that.
we didn't end up putting his popcorn in the bucket because it was already there. He was like excited about the movie. And it was like, okay, well, I just, bought this thing. Now we have more clutter in our apartment because of this giant Yoshi bucket. But apparently there's a pretty big secondhand market for this popcorn bucket. I've seen it going on eBay for double the price of what it was worth.
Jeez.
And I'm like, should I? Should I? I mean, like,
Do
you
I sell
know,
the popcorn bucket to get rid of the clutter, or do I sell the popcorn bucket and accidentally get rid of part of the core memory of the experience with the kiddo?
okay, so when you put it like that, it sounds pretty horrible. It sounds very bad.
I just had to make the joke. I'm sorry.
Of
It was right.
course.
It was right there.
Yeah, it really was. But here's the thing, like I showed it to him and he was like, "Oh, cool, Yoshi," but he hasn't looked at it since. And I'm just like, I think the kiddo really loved the movie and he really loved spending time with his Uncle Grant watching it. I think that's more of the memory that he's taken away rather than this
Okay.
overpriced popcorn buckets. I don't know. Maybe I'll see about hawking it on eBay or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean it's nice, it's sturdy, it looks good. It's just I don't know what else I'd put in it. I could put
Yeah. It,
popcorn
it
from home in it. I could put
it's
cookies or other snacks in there.
I was about to say it's a useful Yoshi egg to put things in. Small things, but things.
Yeah, yeah, but then it's like, okay, look, if I put food in this thing, then I have to wash it, and it's going to be so awkward to wash this huge, thing. Here's the thing, like sometimes I make poor purchasing decisions.
Okay.
Sometimes. But because the things I buy are not practical. Like they're not very practical, but they're fun. And
Yeah.
they release that little dopamine that you need every so often to survive the horrors of the world.
Oh yeah.
Um,
As boyfriend and I would say, they bring you whimsy.
that's
We
right, whimsy,
we need so much whimsy these days. They
so
they they,
much.
br- they bring whimsy.
So, I'm like, look, I could possibly sell it and hawk it for, double its value. I could possibly just get my money back or whatever for it. But I'm still on the fence about it. Um,
Well,
but
whatever
yeah,
decision you make, it will be the best one. And you know your little man far better than I do. So if the memory of seeing the movie and spending time up there with me blushing still are the core memories that he takes away, then who knows? Maybe he won't miss the Yoshi popcorn bucket. This is the same kid, if I recall correctly, who puts toys down and then forgets where they are, and then it's just they're gone. Quite often.
us all the time. I can't tell you how many times this kiddo has been like super excited about a toy and then has lost it. And it's like, well, there goes that. Um, but let's go back to the movie.
Yes.
So this movie came out very promptly in terms of movie time between its first iteration. Because I remember the Mario movie coming out, what, 2, 3 years ago, I think?
I think it was a 2023 release.
Let's take a look. Yeah, 2023, the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's when it came out. This one came out, not too much longer, like 3 years
To it.
afterwards,
Yeah.
2.5, because it came out in 2023. I don't know the exact details of when it came out, um, because I'm not looking at the exact facts for it. I'm just
Right.
looking at the Rotten Tomatoes for it. Um, but yeah, like when it came out, I thought it was a fun movie. You know, I
Hmm.
did not like Chris Pratt as Mario. You abhorred the fact that what was it, Seth Rogen?
Seth
Or that's
Rogen
a
as
different
Donkey Kong.
abhor. Like
Um,
you still talk shit about that to this day.
and there's a little bit of a history behind that, and it has nothing to do with like Seth himself. Nothing to do with that. It is just a complete lack of understanding on my part why I get compared to him so much. Like, I don't feel like Seth and I give off the same vibe as performers, as our tastes in comedy. Like, I didn't
Okay,
think we
brother, I'm
were
going to
such.
stop you real quick. You need to give me some context because I have never in my life thought that you give off Seth Rogen vibes.
Okay, this dates long ago when the pyramids were still young, by which I mean when I first moved here about a decade ago. I was in this small little acting school that was going to train for VO, for on camera, for just make sure that I was Hollywood ready, so to speak. And a
Sure.
lot of the instructors there, they gave me a range of actor comparisons. One of them, or two of them actually, I'm very flattered by Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
I
I'm
could
flattered.
definitely see those two. I can for sure see those two.
Then one said Seth Rogen. And I'm like, can you explain? And they're
Yeah,
like, I
please
don't know.
elaborate.
And they're like, I don't know. You just give off the vibe. I'm like, someone else here said Nathan Lane, and I'm with you. I see that one. Did
Hmm.
have no idea why I get the Seth Rogen comparisons. None. Is it because I am a white dude with somewhat curly hair and a beard that happens to be redder than his head hair? Is that it? Because if that's it, that's forgive me for saying this, but that is a shallow reason to compare someone. Like,
Were you
very.
high at the time?
No.
Okay. Um, so for our listeners, you are Jewish, yes?
Yes.
And I also believe, and I could be wrong here, that Seth Rogen is also Jewish. No,
Um, I do not know one way or the other, but for sake of argument, let's go yes. Uh,
maybe this person was just like, he's Jewish. Seth Rogen. Oh no, Seth Rogen is Canadian. I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm the racist here. You know?
that was a very South Park moment of you donut, not gonna
No,
lie.
no, hold on. Seth Rogen is Jewish, raised in a Jewish household in Vancouver, Canada.
Uh,
Okay. So
okay.
I'm not. Thank you. Okay. Maybe that's what this person saw. They saw the stereotype. It's like, Grant has curly hair. Seth Rogen has curly hair. Grant is Jewish. Seth Rogen is they're the same person.
Comparisons. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So, like, because I don't get these like the comparisons people made for me to apparently be like Seth Rogen, and then to, hear him just as himself as Donkey Kong, I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? The one time that the Seth Rogen comparisons would actually work in my favor, and it's for Mario. The main voice actor thing that I was upset by is that not just that Chris Pratt was Mario, but that Martinet was in the same movie. He used his Mario voice in one scene, and and he voiced Mario's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, guys, he's right there in the cast list you dropped on announcement day. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I do, it took me back immediately to the Christopher Robin live action movie controversy, where Jim Cummings, who has been both Pooh and Tigger for basically my entire life at this point, was
Mm-hmm.
almost just Pooh and not Tigger, even though he was right there. So
Do you think that's more of a like, hey, we need big names attached so that the, regular fan, not the video game fan, attends our movie?
it very well could be. It very well could be. And it really just, again, like this is a bit of a Sonic spin-off here before we get back to Mario movie. I promise we're
Mhm,
doing that, y'all. This is a Mario movie episode, despite how little we're talking about it. Um, they did that well with the Sonic movies because
mhm,
when they went for Tails, Colleen O'Shaughnessy from the games brought her to the big screen to be Tails because
mhm,
she had Tails on lock for years. Yes, Ben Schwartz and Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves were big names for screen sellers, for ticket sales, and because of their film and on camera pedigrees.
mhm,
Um, but they were also chosen as fans of the series, interviews would reveal. So
mhm.
they had connection to Sonic and enthusiasm for the work. Not to say that the cast of the Mario movie doesn't, but it's just not even a single bone was thrown to the video game voice cast. Not a single bone was thrown.
I mean, they
When
did, like you said, they had.
when the main paisano was right there.
But here's the thing, Grant, and I'm not defending the choice, the casting choice here, but I don't know. I've never heard of anything Martinet has done besides "Wahoo! It's me, Mario," and all those like little one-shot phrases. I've never heard him do like, a monologue, a soliloquy, or just something that has more depth than a catchphrase that Mario does. You
The
know?
That's fair. The footage is out there as to him being able to do that on promotional tours, like for openings of Nintendo stores. He would be there answering fan questions as Mario as an attraction for these stores, where he would answer full on questions in his Mario voice.
Oh, I'm gonna
So
have to look that up then.
uh, he has done such things. He's said as he's spoken in the Mario voice answering fan questions at conventions.
Hmm.
He wasn't utilized. Oh, another a more you can look up. I want to say there's I forget the name of the game, but there is a PC game that was
Hmm.
Martinet's debut as Mario, where he actually spoke in full sentences. Like he was playing Go Fish with You. He was playing other sorts of like interactive games via like one of those like Windows 95 MS DOS computer games at the time.
Oh
I think
wow.
he was also Mario's voice in one of the Mario Teaches Typings, where he spoke in full sentences. But yeah, like I totally get where the the regular fan, the average fan, not the fan that came in from the games like Mario
Hmm.
64, would hear. Like they probably wouldn't hear Martinet speaking in more than the catchphrases or the video game grunts. And that's fair.
Hmm.
But as someone who's met the guy where he did a little Mario for me, when he gave me one of two autographed pictures that are hung on my office wall just out of frame. Uh, to me, it's just like, and also the fact that I am a voice actor too. It's like it'd be one thing if you tried, and it didn't feel like they even tried, and that's what gets me the most. I don't know what happened in the casting room either. I don't know where the voice director stepped in with it. I don't know if it was a Miyamoto decision or not, because it could have been a
Yeah.
Miyamoto decision.
Hmm.
But just strictly from the lens of as a voice actor attached to characters I voice, and also a fan of other voice actors and getting attached to their takes on characters, it'd be one thing if they at least tried or gave the impression that they tried with their choices
Hmm.
and like were aligning themselves with what made the series popular, and less like it was just we need big names for ticket sales.
Yeah.
And the slap in the face came from the fact that Martinet was on the cast list and wasn't Mario that day, only to learn, afterwards that he was kind of passing the torch as Mario to another voice actor, to another generation through that movie, which Martinet's handling of it makes it a noble story, makes it
Mhm.
a sentimental moment. Not the prologue, not the precursor to that. So, um, yeah, voice acting gripes aside, where were we before we spun off onto the DK tangent?
So we were talking about how the first movie had, these big names attached to it, and
Yep.
how it tied into this other movie that also has, uh the same star power that it had before, with Chris Pratt, with Charlie Day, with
Jack Black,
Jack
Keegan
Black.
Michael Key.
Hmm. What was the other one? Anya Taylor Joy, is that her name?
I think so.
Uh,
And Top Gun actor who voiced I did say this
Star.
was a yeah, I did say this was a spoiler review, so sorry. Top Gun actor whose name I unfortunately forget right now,
I think
voicing
his name
Fox
is
McCloud.
Glenn something, maybe.
Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell.
That's what it is.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, Glenn Powell.
Hmm.
Fox McCloud. Perfect fit. Um it just like it has a lot of that star power, and then with another shocking voice acting related story, Donald Glover as Yoshi.
Bro. Can we really quickly just chat about that?
Yes, because around the day we saw the movie, I saw posts online basically saying that when Donald Glover, apparently this is true. If if this was all just some massive pre-Mario movie April Fool's prank, correct us in the comments section of wherever you're partaking in this episode. But
Hmm.
per what I saw online, apparently, as soon as Donald Glover found out that a Mario sequel was in the works and that Yoshi was in it, he got his representation to call the head of the movie, the head of Illumination, and basically made a pitch campaign to get him on as Yoshi, which worked so well because in a later follow up to the whole scenario, his biggest reaction, his best takeaway from the whole experience is that nobody knew it was him doing
Yeah,
the voice until he
100%.
came out and said something.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just like it goes back to the Seth Rogen thing. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. If you want to voice a fictional character, unless it is specifically for your voice print and you address that, like as a voice actor getting training, very rarely does just like your regular speaking voice fit a role like a glove, you know? You
Hmm.
got to give your voice some sort of affect for whatever it is you're doing. And this ain't just for animation or characters, it's for commercials too.
Hmm.
So the Donald Glover story, when I heard that, oh, they didn't even know it was him, and that's his favorite part. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Or you could get the game voice actor to reprise their role, like Sonic did with Colleen for Tails. Like those are the voice actor success stories, or like the big screen gaming movie voice acting success stories I think of. Not Seth Rogen sounding pretty much like himself.
If I know one thing, it's how to get you riled up.
And I did not expect that this episode, but
Nope.
makes for good content though. Makes for good content though.
The big our editor is going to be like, Grant hates Seth Rogen, and it's just you on this whole fucking tirade about how Seth Rogen ruined Donkey Kong.
And I am going to have to put in the description and a pinned comment. I don't actually hate Seth Rogen. I just don't understand the choices that were made. And because nobody on the internet values a little thing called context or nuance, they're going to skip right over that and think I actually hate the guy.
But that's that's also the thing. Like it's not up to the actor portraying the
Right.
role. It's the
It's
voice
up to the voice
director.
director.
Yeah.
It's the voice director, it's casting director, it's like things can change and often do mid-course on a project.
Hmm.
So, like, the entire, like, having been through the process, the entire process is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And it's about the director and the creative executive's vision for how things come to life, not so much the fans or the spectators.
Hmm. Hmm.
And, as voice actors, we can be directed to we can be given one direction for a character or a read, then pivot to a completely different one, then pivot to a completely third one, like some sort of improv god. And it's like, you know what? We need to land somewhere in the middle of 1 and 3 that isn't 2, maybe like a 2.5. Can you land at a 2.5 on the spectrum of read? It, like, who knows?
Hmm.
But you do know how to rile me up. You do know how to rile me up, sir. My God. Um,
So the movie.
yes. 50 minutes of tangents later. So about the movie. Um,
Look, my brother and I, we do a podcast. Shout out to my brother who runs the Random Rentals podcast, where we talk about movies and then we give a rating at the end. Um,
yeah.
this movie was, I thought it was a very fun romp. Return back to the Mushroom Kingdom, where it expanded on the universe, because we had a ton of cameos, a ton of different little nods to Nintendo history, and
Yup.
possibly where it might be going. We found out about basically the multiverse, that there are different galaxies out there.
Mm-hmm.
We had different characters show up. Uh, we had Super Mario 2 villain Wart and his entourage of villains. We had
Mouser and
Minji,
Birdo. Yep.
Mouser, Birdo. Yeah, we had all those characters show up. What's Kiki from, by the way?
Kiki is most people know the character from Super Mario 64 because he's on not Tiny Huge Island. Tall, is it Tall Tall Mountain? One of the
I have no
courses.
idea.
One of the courses, you run into this little monkey named Kiki, and he steals Mario's hat. And when Mario's hat is removed, Mario takes double damage. Um,
Interesting how that works.
yeah. Apparently his hat is the source of his armor. Um, let's see. But Kikis were also, like, if you really want to go back, they were in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. They were the monkeys all around the various jungle and forest theme levels, where, sometimes they'd be spitting watermelon seeds at you, or sometimes they'd just run up and steal baby Mario right off your back. And you'd
Two
have to,
games I have not played.
wow. All right.
Yeah,
Both of those can be fixed with just some time on the Switch and perusing their games libraries
very true. Very
through
true.
NSO. But yeah, Kiki is the basically a little disruptor monkey who takes your stuff. And Kiki pulled that on Toad to steal their Toad and Peach's supplies when they get to the Gateway Galaxy, which brings them to Wart and the Mario 2 entourage in a giant casino, who are working for Bowser Jr., who comes in being like, I want to take back my dad, who you mini sized with a mini mushroom. And I'm going to combine the powers of Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Bros. Wonder into one go.
That's
And
exactly what it was.
yep, the EGAD paintbrush turned him into his Wonder form, which just yet more references, and it was so good. One of my favorite references, honestly, was Rob.
Yeah, that was
It was Rob.
fantastic. That was such a good use of it. And I'm so glad that they called back to it.
Yep.
It was really, really funny. They had cameos by the Pikmin.
Yep.
They had cameos by Dr. Egad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Professor EGAD on the brush on Kamek's mug.
Mhm.
Um, Mr. Game and Watch out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Luigi just
right?
hated him.
I was totally expecting there to be like a smash move done with that 9 charge, or the number charge
Yeah,
thing that it does.
yeah.
But yeah, they had a lot of really cool references, Easter eggs hidden out for fans. of the series. This movie was not made for someone who is looking for a deep, like story driven, you know, thinker. This movie was not a thinker. You could go into this movie, turn your brain off, and go, "Ooh, pretty colors," and
Yep.
"Ooh, nostalgia references." This movie has been widely panned by critics, calling it a blatant cash grab.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're absolutely fucking right. This movie has made over very near $2 million in its opening weekend. $200 million.
That's insane. I saw a
Right?
video somewhere where it was like among like it broke several records or made several records for like an Easter 3-day weekend opening, a weekday opening,
Mm-hmm.
an animated movie opening over its opening weekend. Like it did gangbusters at the box office for how little of a deep plot it has. And even then, like the plot it does have, it is interesting, but I will say it sort of feels like Mario was just forced to the plot beats because his name was in the title. And he was given his
Yeah.
moment at the end in the final stretch
Mm-hmm.
during like the climactic invasion, you know. I think Mario was given his time with more great references, of course, in that stretch. But to get him to that point, it was just like, oh wait, Mario's here. We got to get him to this place. Oh wait, Mario's here. We got to get him to that place because he needs to be there for this part of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Um if anything, the stories that got explored were for Bowser and Peach,
Yeah.
I would
If
say.
anything, those were the main characters of this movie because they're the ones that went through the most character development in this
Oh yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I mean, look, I'm all against, corporate America and, all this, they're just feeding us garbage instead of really great thought provoking things. But honestly, I mean, sometimes you need whimsy, people. You need
Hey,
whimsy.
there it is. There it is. And
You need it.
Mario Galaxy is definitely an a a cinematic injection of whimsy. That is what it is at the end of the day. And if that's what you
Mhm,
want when you go to an IMAX movie, yeah, see Mario Galaxy. You'll get the musical references, which apparently one of the big complaints from the original Mario movie was not enough Mario songs. We got like the entire composition, maybe 2 licensed songs in the entire movie. The rest were Mario oriented musical arrangements,
mhm,
which again, more nostalgia, more references, more whimsy. Just that's what this movie is for.
mhm.
Just every beat carries some sort of whimsy with it. Like, even down to the bit where Mario and Luigi get turned into babies for like 10 minutes just to throw a bone to that Yoshi's Island game I told you about a few minutes ago, where
Yeah.
Yoshi had to care for babies.
Mhm, mhm.
So I mean, they were just as annoying. They were just as rambunctious. They didn't get turned into bubbles, but, beat for beat, I recognized, oh, hey, yeah, I did some variant of this. Not against the Mario Odyssey T Rex, but I did some variant of this back in the day when playing Mario World 2.
So the way this movie opens is Mario and Luigi are traveling through the desert, right?
Yep,
And they're going into the Mario Odyssey land where the pyramids are upside down and there's little sugar skull people that
yep.
inhabit this place. As soon as it happens, my kiddo goes to me and excitedly says, "Daddy, they're in Mexico."
I didn't hear that. Oh my God.
They're with Mexicans, Daddy. Brother, I was dying, man. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I love my kid.
Mini Donut made the memories on this movie for both of us,
Really,
I think.
really did. Like,
Oh.
and this movie, it isn't for the theater goer that is expecting a deep, thought provoking movie. This is a movie for kids. This is a movie for parents of kids that are looking for that nostalgia hit. This is a movie for video game fans that want to catch the references and be like, "Oh yeah, that's from Super Mario Brothers 2. This villain specifically comes into this part of the movie because of their little pajamas with the red buttons." Um,
Okay, I
like,
didn't think I was that bad.
no, 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 no. I'm saying.
I know. I'm just riffing on the fact that I've already done that this episode. Not with the red pajamas thing, but I've done that this episode. So I'm like, okay, hang on. I know I did that, but anyway. But you're absolutely right. It is for the whimsy seekers. It is for the gamers, the ones who grew up with Mario and want to catch the references. It is for those who want to have their hopes dashed about a Smash Bros. Movie happening anytime soon because Shigeru Miyamoto said Shigeru Miyamoto no to that at the moment. Um, it's it, it even references the a movie with a thinly veiled plot references a game with a thinly veiled plot at the very end through the whole Mario Maker 2 sequence.
Which was
Um,
very cool, by the way.
Oh, it was another
I think
Mario
it was
make.
a very I think it was a very big missed opportunity on Nintendo's part to not make a Mario Maker level that was referenced in the movie.
Oh my god!
If
So
Nintendo It's right. It seems like a no brainer to make something like that. In the movie, they make reference to Mario Maker because Bowser Jr. is making a basic obstacle course for for Mario and Princess Peach to get through, and it
basic.
shows the graphics of Mario Maker while they're doing it.
Oh, it does. But let me tell you, basic nothing. The people behind that movie and Bowser Jr.'s security system, they clearly know what a Kaizo Mario level is because they made Bowser Jr. put Mario and Peach through his own version of a Kaizo level.
And that's
They
what Nintendo should have made. They should have made a level to commemorate the release of the movie. Like that alone would have been super fun or interesting to watch. And I bet you that somebody on the internet has already made that.
or is in the process of making it because the internet, like I said earlier about Reddit, is a very mystical place. It's a wonderful place. If you know the right pockets of the internet to look in, it's mystical. It's wonderful. It can also add to your whimsy. Just stay away from the parts that don't. Anyway, um, but yeah, I was talking about the other scene outside of the Bowser Jr. obstacle course when they're redoing the whole castle thing because that was
Yeah.
a plot thread they had to readdress. Um, oh boy. Uh, shall we talk about the plot related elephant in the room, which is the whole peach thing? Should we talk about
Uh
that?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Um, and this is more a question for everyone listening. If you are spoiled by this fact, I apologize, but I did say this is a spoiler discussion.
Mhm.
How do you feel about Rosalina and Peach being sisters in this continuity? How do you feel?
And I was going to ask you about this myself because I was like, wait a minute, that's not true, right? In game continuity?
From what I understand, based on everything I've seen online, the movie continuity is not the same as the game continuity, even if it does borrow elements from it. Like in the games, it's very rarely touched upon that the Mario Brothers are originally from real world Brooklyn, New York. TV shows touch on it more than the games do directly.
Mhm.
Um, and while Rosalina and Peach's similar appearances did always garner those comparisons from fans through the Mario Galaxy games and Rosalina's appearance in other gaming media, nothing in the games themselves has ever confirmed anything. Though one of my favorite YouTube channels did make a video about apparently because of subtle clues left behind in the Mario Galaxy games, specifically the storybook that
Mhm.
Rosalina reads to the Lumas. Um, Apparently, according to this one theory, this one game theory, if they happen to be watching, um, Rosalina is Peach's mother.
That's what I thought was the game theory,
That
right?
that
Was
that is the game theory about it. Nothing has officially been said by Nintendo confirming nor denying, but in the movie continuity, they're sisters.
And honestly, I'm not mad about that. I'm not like
Yeah,
they could be related either by, that that sibling bond or that paternal bond. And it's totally fine and it matches up. But the big question that I had is, okay, so they were sisters and they were hanging out together, and has Bowser Jr. been hunting uh Rosalina this entire time? Or was it someone else? Was there other forces that were trying to take her power for their own nefarious use?
and that's a good question. They never really touch on that because
They don't.
if Bowser Jr. was hunting for longer than Peach was a princess in the Mushroom Kingdom, and thus longer than Bowser was hunting for Peach, then explain that wibbly wobbly timey wimey nonsense.
But that's the thing.
Um,
We don't know the age of Bowser, nor do we know
no,
how long it takes for a Bowser Jr. to get to Bowser age, full
right,
Bowser maturity.
that's true. I was I'm gonna work this in because of a connection that they actually borrowed from the games. I think to
Hmm.
sort of make it make sense for why Rosalina and Peach are sisters. Borrowing from the Mario World 2 timeline when everybody is still babies.
Hmm.
Apparently, Peach is one of the 7 star children, which are 7 babies in the Mario Yoshi universe where that have just these natural gifts and this natural presence, basically etching their place in history.
Hmm.
Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi themselves are also star children. So the fact that Star Child Peach has Princess of the Stars for an older sister,
Hmm.
to me, I just realized this now as we were recording this episode. That actually makes the connection make sense to me.
Mm.
Um, the your point about the evil forces hunting the Star Princesses, um, not entirely sure. Maybe it was baby Bowser or the original Bowser as a kid hunting for Rosalina, then becoming a father himself.
Yeah, because I mean, nowhere has it said how Bowser creates his children. Of course,
Right.
the internet has always been like, oh yeah, this whole Bowser kidnapping the princess. It's not really him kidnapping the princess. It's their love getaway so that they can, create this. And Bowser's the one that gets pregnant and hatches an egg. You know. Wait,
I
have you
didn't
not
hear
heard
about
about this?
I heard about everything up until the last part, the whole Bowser laying an egg thing. That's what threw me for a loop. I heard
Look,
about the romantic
look.
getaways. I heard about that being Peach's way to see Bowser behind Mario's back. I heard that, it ties in because of Mario's Sunshine's plot line where Bowser Jr.'s like, "You keep away from my mama," because Bowser filled with Jr.'s head with thoughts that Peach was his mother. Just it it fits up until Bowser getting pregnant and hatching an egg. That's the
Look.
part where you lost me.
Let me drag you back then. Did you know that male seahorses are the ones that give birth to their
I did not.
offspring?
Yes, but Bowser's not a seahorse, so I don't get the
But
connection.
do you know what Bowser actually is? He's king of the Koopas. But do you know the actual biological part of a Koopa and what that entails? What if a Koopa, the male Koopa, is the one that lays the egg and therefore hatches it? What if all that they need is this connection to this, female from any species, mind you, and then they hatch, or they get it, and they are able to conceive this egg and therefore have their children. That's why Koopas, don't have a mother present in their life. It's King Koopa and his children. all of his Koopa children that are in Super Mario 3, Super Mario World, they were all conceived because Koopa and Peach, got it on, but Princess Peach wasn't the one that was getting pregnant. It was Koopa. It was King Koopa himself, Bowser, that was the one that was laying these eggs. I don't think this
Okay.
is a hot take. I think that there's somebody else out there that has this same idea, but has probably explained it way better than I have.
Okay. I am going to raise you 2 points that kind of make this theory crash to the ground like a Koopa clown car. Uh, First one, it has been said later in various official sources that the Koopalings, the ones you're referring to in Mario 3, Mario World, more recent appearances, are not actually Bowser's children,
Okay.
but separate Koopas that are just high enough rank in Bowser's army to be, stationed at those key fortresses. And that Bowser Jr. is Bowser's only actual kid.
Okay.
So, as far as that goes, like, it may not be that Bowser has 8 kids, Bowser only has the one. But this is also the same universe where, asked in an official context who Bowser Jr.'s mother is, Shigeru Miyamoto, when asked, just points to himself. So I
Telling you, that
really,
was the clue. That was the
they
clue
were,
right now. It was the male that made the child, okay? That hatched
you
this child.
you are really going down the warp pipe on this one, aren't you?
Look, I
Instead of
I
a
am
rabbit
just
hole.
I am just speaking my truth on this, all right? My thoughts on this whole thing.
And you know what? It'll be interesting to see if it ever gets confirmed outside of like the jokey answer that Miyamoto gave in that interview. It would be
I'm telling you,
interesting to see.
one of these
Because if
days,
if Koopas are giant shelled seahorses biologically, that would be a very interesting reveal. Giant shelled fire breathing seahorses.
years from now, when the scholars look back, the game scholars look back and they're like, man, I wonder if there's anybody who ever talked about Koopa being the actual, one that gave birth or, hatched, laid the egg for Bowser Jr. I wonder if anybody out there ever thought of this. And they find this episode somewhere on the, old internet archives that are now stored on a thumb drive because that's how technology is moving. That's
Yeah.
what they're going to find. They're going to find this masked donut luchador who advocated for this theory. And they're going to say, you know what? That guy was right. That donut flavored luchador, absolutely right. So, Grant,
Yes.
on my brother's podcast, we do
Yes.
this thing where we give a movie a rating. We give it a rating of the top rating is go see this movie in theaters. The next rating is, hey, wait for it to come out on streaming. The next one would be, uh, hey, um, if it's on streaming, watch it. Otherwise, don't bother with it. Or the next one is absolutely do not watch this movie. Do not watch it at all.
Okay.
Um, And there's another one. Would you own this movie? This is a separate question from the rest of the stuff that's out there.
Got it.
From those 4 ratings, and then the final question, would you own this movie? What would you say that this movie is to you? Would you say that this is a, hey, you have to watch this in theaters, or hey, you know what? You can wait for it to go on streaming.
That's a tough question because as far as the way I tend to look at things, like because I'm a massive Sonic fan, Yu-Gi-Oh fan, Pokemon fan, I have built in to, how I digest media. If you're a fan of something, do the thing immediately, support the thing you're a fan of. Wear your fandom flag very proudly.
Mm-hmm,
If
mm-hmm.
not, give it a more objective thought, whether or not whether or not you wait. So, as far as the Mario Galaxy movie goes, if you are a Mario fan, even with the voice acting guff we gave it at the top of the episode, if you feel the same way, If you are a Mario fan and you want to digest the pretty colors and the lights and the references and look at a really well animated movie, if that's what you're about, just that whimsy, go see it in theaters. If you can, spring for the IMAX. I mean, it was certainly a treat to see that in IMAX. Thanks again.
Mhm.
Um, if you are a Mario fan and you haven't seen this movie by the time the episode goes up, catch it in theaters if you still can. But if you are not the biggest Mario fan in the world and are curious, or if you played Mario Galaxy and want to see how it compares, maybe wait until it comes out on streaming, but make sure you see it when it comes out on streaming. Like, don't necessarily wait until you stumble on it organically. If you hear that it's coming out on streaming, watch it on streaming. Um, Otherwise, yeah, 3 and 4 definitely don't apply. Like, you shouldn't avoid the movie. And it's not something that, if you're at all interested, you should just play it passively. If you're interested, you should see it. If you're a Mario fan, you should see it in theaters.
Mhm. Yeah. Would
So
you would you own this movie? Do you own the first one?
I do not own the first one. I
It's
also
because
do
of
not.
Seth Rogen, isn't it?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I also don't own any of the Sonic movies
Really?
in that Grant's defense. I don't know where to even buy them half the time because of streaming these days. And by the time I do see a DVD section, it's not there. So,
Physical
um,
media is dying out.
unfortunately, but we've already yelled to the clouds about that in a few past episodes.
Mhm.
Um, so if I can find it, it would certainly enter my mind as a maybe. Um, but yeah, I can't I can't even tell you the last time I bought physical movie media. I can't even tell you. I think the last time was finding an old Sonic OVA DVD for $20.
That was at the flea market.
Probably. But yeah, what about you, Donut?
Look, I enjoyed this movie. I would have watched this movie. I'm a big fan. I'm not like apparently I'm not the biggest fan because I haven't played 64 or Yoshi's Island. Really, I've played snippets, but like I haven't played them to completion.
Got it.
Um, but I really enjoyed this movie. And my kiddo, uh, who's this was I think his second movie that we saw in theaters.
Hmm.
The first movie that we saw in theaters together, uh, which one was it? It was, oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on this movie. It was an animated movie, I'm pretty sure. It was recent. It was at the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
Oh God, I am horribly blanking on this movie. Oh wait, the missus is telling me right now. Zootopia 2. Yes.
Oh, got
So
it.
let's give a really quick break for our editor so they can redo this real quick.
If they decide to, they love to give us bloopers as clips.
That's true, right? So we're gonna pause for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe give like a loud clap so that they can see that there's a loud sound going on. All right. So there we go. The first movie that we saw in theaters, me and the kiddo, was Zootopia 2. Huge fan of Zootopia. Love that movie. But Zootopia 2 was the first movie that we took him to go see in movie theaters. And, because he's on the spectrum, we got some audio muffing headphones, some
Mm-hmm.
sensory headphones, right? Some equipment for that. And he went to the movie and he saw it and he enjoyed he enjoyed the movie for the most part. There were a couple of parts that were a bit scary where he was like, I want to go home now. In that sad
Yeah.
tone. And he was able to kind of go to the bathroom and then come back. The second movie that we saw in theaters, which we had to, end because he got scared for very solid reasons, was the movie Hoppers. I took him to go see Hoppers, and he
Aw.
really enjoyed it for the first, two acts. But when it got to the third act, that's when he noped the fuck out of the movie. He had to go to the bathroom during one bit, which was fine. We took him to the bathroom. He came back. We didn't miss too much of the movie. But after when the third act started, he was done. He was like hugging me. He was whimpering. He wanted to go, and we left. Right. This Mario movie, Mario Galaxy, was the third movie that he saw in theaters. And he one time had to go to the restroom, but he sat through the entire movie and he was laughing and had such a good time watching the movie with us. So yeah, this movie I would watch it by myself, and I told my kiddo, hey, do you want to go watch that movie again? He's like, yeah. So we might even go a second time to go catch this movie.
Oh, yay! It's so
So yeah,
good.
I would say go catch this movie in theaters. It's not a thinker, it's not a heavy plot driven movie. You're not gonna cry or think about things. You're gonna shut off your brain and laugh at the pretty colors that flash by, and it's gonna be that moment where you are completely away from the horror of the world and filled with whimsy. Go enjoy, go enjoy life. Life is short, and this movie will help you along on that path of enjoyment. So go watch this movie in theaters. And I for sure would own this movie. For sure. If it
Oh.
came out, I would own it and I would watch it with the kiddo whenever he wanted.
Oh. Man, that now dude, look at us, banter bros. We're all verklempt, just overcome by the whimsy. I it gets a solid score from us both. It gets a
Yeah.
solid score from us both. And yeah, I think you said the right thing, not to just to end a review, but to end the episode on. Honestly, just go out there, enjoy your life some more, find some of that whimsy in this world that seems to be so whimsy free, and just make sure that you really stay present in the moment when your loved ones are connecting with you, because that's where, just in everyday life, that's where the magic happens. So with that, I have been Super Banter Bro Grant Patrizio, and with me, as always, on this journey of galactic proportions has been Banter Brother.
Senor Donut.
And we will see you all next time. Woohoo!
Wow.